We got an airplane, we need to go do airplane stuff. I'm gonna take this airplane to go see another airplane to go do more airplane stuff. It is Thursday, it's 4 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. I just got off work and I'm gonna go get into it. I'm gonna take a 15-minute flight that would otherwise take me an hour to get to. And then we'll see how long we can spend down there before it becomes unbearably hot, or someone tempts us to open beverages. Then all the airplane stuff goes away. Let's get into it. Oof. Oh yeah. I almost forgot that I recorded an intro other than the intro you already saw. So let me play that right now to build a little suspense, maybe upset you just a little bit, because there's not enough drama on this channel. I need to manufacture drama. Anyways, here's the intro. Would you look at that? Here's a package from Senkatsen, Manufacturing the Future. You know we're doing airplane stuff when I order stuff from Senkatsen. So let me get this where it needs to go. I'm going to use a V-tail Bonanza. There is the V of the V-tail. If you're not familiar, I'm going to put this package in the back of this airplane. And we're going to take it to Eagle Neck to go deal with a different V-tail Bonanza. That's not going to work. I need a big baggage door. All right, story time. This airplane that you're looking at is a 1950 Beechcraft Bonanza model B35. I've talked about this in my previous video. If you have time, go take a look at that. It is an old airplane and it flies great, I am told, because we've never flown it, but we're working on getting it updated just a little bit. I took the time to 3D scan the instrument panel of this airplane. I put a whole bunch of tracking dots all over it. I created a model. I sent it off to Senkatsen, and then they sent me this, which is the instrument panel overlay for the Beechcraft Bonanza. Now, here's an illustration of what the plan is. The plan is to keep the existing panel and just put an overlay in front of it. We're going to move some of the circuit breakers around, refresh some of the wiring, but there's not going to be any structural modifications done to the sub panel that's already on the airplane. That is how I'm going to avoid having to go through the process of getting a field approval or asking the IA to sign off on a 337 for a major alteration or something that is not a minor alteration. Okay, that's the story. Let's see if it fits, because I am truly nervous. I did not do a prototype. I went directly from a 3D scan straight to a panel. So 3, 2, 1, let's see how it fits. And it is not deburred, so be careful. It's gonna try to cut you.
Scratch everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got to clean up all the placards and all those stickers and everything.
Oh, looks perfect.
Money.
This cutout needs to be trimmed.
That's just an expansion panel that I put there, so yeah. There's nothing going there. Okay. The future owner will have a piece of metal that goes in that spot if they want to put extra switches or breakers, so it'll just be covered over.
For now, just put the tail number in there.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll engrave in that spot. So I'm thinking we're going to remove the brackets for the avionics. Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, on this, I can't really see through.
Yeah.
To see if those line up or not. So overall.
Yeah, and we're going to drill the mounting holes. I didn't line it up with mounting holes.
It's really, really close.
Yeah.
From here at least, from this angle, it looks great.
I think the avionics are going to be spot on.
Yeah, avionics are right on.
Mm-hmm. So here you go. That's how you do it without modifying a panel. So now we won't have to fill out a 337. We won't need the field approval. We won't need to do anything because we don't need to do anything with the panel that's under it.
It's a minor alteration.
It's a minor alteration.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know you're not satisfied with that video because I didn't really give you a whole bunch of information to hang your hat on. So let's dive a little deeper. Here's the drawing that I made in a program called SolidWorks for the panel. This is how I approached my maintenance professionals, and I said, this is what I want to do to this airplane. I want to make it out of a certain type of aluminum, something that they can look up in AC 43. And then I said, hey, we're not going to move anything around. We're going to use the existing holes as it exists on the panel, because this airplane actually had a modified panel before, and there's a 337 in the logbooks for that. However, we're just going to piggyback on top of what's already done with a very light, I think I did this out of 040 aluminum, and everything's going to line up. Even the prop pitch change LEDs are going to line up on the sub panel, so I won't have to drill anything or remount them onto this panel. That was only possible because we 3D scanned the model. And so let me see if I can open this up really quickly. You're looking at SolidWorks. Let's look at the graphic body. No, I do not do this professionally for sale or anything like that, so don't ask. I really don't have the time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you can see what I'm talking about here. The 3D scan is behind, behind my image here. Let's turn all this fancy stuff off. The 3D scan is what I'm basing my decisions on. And as I zoom into the 3D scan, I can see, let's change here, scenes, basic scenes, 3-point faded, here we go. I can see where the mounting holes are for the avionics. I can see where the LEDs are for the pitch change. I can see where the switch is for the beacon light, although we're moving that probably over here. I know it already has a hole here where a map compartment or some sort of a cabinet goes. So I'm going to use that area for circuit breaker so we don't have to cut the panel. The audio panel used to be here, so I'm going to put the audio jacks there. And yeah, so that's how we line this stuff all up. And that's pretty much it. Now, I spent a lot of time doing this. I've done it many times in the past, so it wasn't necessarily difficult, but it's still a lot of work, and you've got to pay attention to certain things, like remembering the cutout where the knob goes in the altimeter or the DG, cutting out the recesses for the altimeters and the VSI, and just lining it up appropriately, but still making it look good. I think the plan for this is going to be to get everything mounted, get everything back in the airplane, get it running, get the annual almost signed off, and then just before we get done with all that, do the cosmetic stuff. We're going to prep this aluminum, primer it, and then hit it with a 2K satin black paint job. I think it's going to look really nice. And then I'm going to do custom placards for over the switches and everything else that needs placarding. You might have heard me mention in the video this little area here. I made a panel that goes over the top of this area. So there's going to be nothing there. It's just going to be available space for the future owner. If you want to add extra breakers, you've got space for at least another, 6 breakers right here, maybe 2 switches. So future-proofing the airplane for when they decide to perhaps put in an autopilot or change a radio or something. So yeah, that's how this all came together. Let me hop back to the departure part of the video, and we'll call it quits. There is a lot of work left to be done on the B35 Bonanza. I'm just going to celebrate this win, having the panel fit that first time, and blast back off to Savannah and enjoy the sunset over the low country because it's gorgeous out here. Eagle Neck is a great place to come play. Do not come down here without an invite. It's a private airstrip. They don't want you buzzing around and breaking the rules of the community. Anyways, we would love to see our B35 doing exactly what I'm doing here right now, lifting off, flying away from Eagle Neck. And I really do think we're not too far away from making that happen, but I do need your help. If anyone out there has an exhaust system for an E225 engine, that's the Continental E225-8, we pulled ours off and it had a blown out flame cone. Some of the flanges were cracked and there are various discrepancies all along, especially the right side of the exhaust stack. So we're looking for a replacement. Hopefully you or someone you know might have one sitting on the shelf that I can buy. And if you do, just drop a comment below and let's get connected. Protect your right to fly. Sump your tanks. Check your fuel levels. Don't fly longer than you have to. Don't do IMC at night in the mountains. Be good to one another. And we'll talk to you again soon.